Guys, thanks for watching along with Anisha. I'm Anisha, and today we'll be doing not a new chapter actually, a Purana Wala chapter, which we need to continue, which is human environment, settlement, transport, and communication, which is class 7 geography NCERT. So we have done the introduction, we have done the settlements, now we're gonna do transport. So in the introduction part, we saw that in the transport there are four transportations which we are going to study: roadways, waterways, railways, and airways, and then we are going to study about communication. So let's read what is transport. Let's see what is transport and roadways, railways, waterways, and airways. We're going to see. So what do you mean by transport? Transport means moving of goods, moving of people. So from one place to another, moving of goods and moving of people is known as transport. So there are many modes of transport, and in the course of time it keeps on changing. When um so like when in the earlier days, there we always walk. When in the earlier days, in the stone age, we the people always walk. If they need to transport, they prefer walking. And when wheel this was discovered, then bullock carts came. But in moving, in transporting with bullock carts, it was expensive. Okay, so that's why many people prefer walking. Now, four means of transport are there: roadways, A. Roadways, B. Railways, C. Waterways, and D. Airways. Okay, so the most commonly used mode of transport is roadways. Roadways means moving through roads. Roads to pata hai raste. The roadways are basically used for short distances. मतलब for going to Delhi to Faridabad, like that, Gauripur or something like that. So in that, in that situation, you would be using roadways. If you are if you are staying in a city, if you want to go to a village or from a village to city, then you would prefer not walking actually, but by traveling through roads, sitting in a car or a bus or anything. So there is an example. So not example, but the highest roadway in the world is not pura world में नहीं, is one of the highest roadways in the world is Manali Leh Highway in the Himalayan mountains. So that's the one of the highest roadways in the world. So what does roadways we have we saw that what does roadways do? Roadways is the most commonly used, and roadways is used to we prefer using roads for moving to short distances. Like if we are staying in a city, if we want to go to our granny's house to a village, then we would prefer or traveling through a road by any car or by any bus. Okay. Railways. So, railways, we prefer going railways if we are having many goods, heavy goods, and it's cheap, traveling by railways is cheap and it goes quickly, long distances quickly, very much quickly. So, if we want to go to, let's, what can I say? Let's take from Assam to Delhi. Then you can take, in spite of taking aeroplane, you can take railway, rail trains. So it would take a long time, but it is first of all very much cheap, and it's very cheap, but it would take a lot of time if you are if you're staying in Assam and going to Delhi. So if you are having much goods and all, then it would be fairly cheap and also very much easy for you to go by railways. So it railway network is very much developed in over the plain areas, to plain areas जहाँ पे खेती ये सब करना suitable होता है, वहाँ पे अगर रेलवे ट्रैक बनाओ तो it would be very much suitable. Indian network is very much developed and it is the largest in Asia. Let's talk about waterways now. We have talked about roadways, railways also. Now waterways and airways. Let's talk now waterways. Waterways means going. Waterways are of two types. First, not talk about the two types of waterways, but talk about what is waterways. Waterways means going by water. Water, पानी से जब हमें travel करना, if you want to go to an island, then we would be preferring to go with water, with a ship. So water, in waterways you would be finding ships, then boats and etc. So waterways are cheap. It's also cheap like railways, that is also cheap, but for carrying goods for long distance, like if you want to travel to a island, then you can prefer waterways too. Then there are mainly two type of waterways. There are, wait a second. So there are two type of waterways: inland waterways and sea roads. Let's talk about it. So yeah, there I haven't written about it, but let's not elaborately discuss about it. Now, inland waterways means the type of transport for going to a for through मतलब वो टाइप का वाटरवे जहाँ हम कोई if you want to go via any river or any lake, then we can say that yes, we are going by inland waterways. So मतलब कोई रिवर से जाना हो आपको, कोई लाइक ब्रह्मपुत्र रिवर से आपको जाना है किसी जगह में, then you could be saying that I am going by waterways but inland waterways. Sea routes means going by to a island. I'm so sorry for it. Going by a island, going to a island by sea. Sea से जा सकते हो या you can go by oceans. Okay. So I hope you have understood. Inland waterways matlab going by a river or a lake, and sea roads means going by a sea or a ocean. Airways is the most expensive and fastest way of going, transporting to traveling to a different country or any different state, which is built in the early 20s. It is developed in the early 20s, and it is expensive, of course, as it contains due to the high cost of fuels. In going to airways, we don't need any roads, we don't need any railways, we don't need any we don't need any roads, we don't need any railway tracks or any sea or anything. So if we want to go long distances, we prefer using airways. So if so you can say that from going from Assam to Delhi, we have two options. First is railways and second is airways. So if you want to go to that place, to Delhi, very very fast, मतलब बहुत कम समय में आपको जाना है, तो you can prefer going airways. And if you want to go धीरे धीरे मतलब, then you can prefer going railways. It would be not expensive much, but yeah, it would take a lot of time. So that was it. If you want to know about air traffic, so what is air traffic? Air traffic मतलब अब ज़्यादा तो एरोप्लेन नहीं रहेगा ना. Then air traffic would be caused due to any storms, due to any weather conditions. So that was it. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to like the video, share the video and subscribe the video. Sorry, subscribe the channel and click the bell icon so that you can get all my videos that I am looking forward to upload. Thanks for watching.